Good morning, everyone. Can I get your attention? Thanks for joining us today. My name is Isabella Tarasco, and I am the Manager of Strategic Initiatives and Programs here at Emissions Reduction Alberta. I'd like to thank our co-hosts and closest partners, Alberta Innovates. I'd also like to thank the folks who worked behind the scenes to help pull this amazing event together, with a special shout out to Kara Orr, who spearheaded this event, Kevin Duncan, who is part of our communications team, and my wonderful colleagues at ERA, who you all saw greet you and direct you at the door. We couldn't have put this event on without you, so thank you. Also, big thank you to the Government of Alberta for being in the room today. And as you all know, Emissions Reduction Alberta and Alberta Innovates are tasked with advancing key innovations to help support environmental and economic outcomes in the province of Alberta. Before we get things started today, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge where we are. In the spirit of reconciliation, we have the privilege of living, working, and investing on traditional territories, which include Treaty 6, Treaty 7, and Treaty 8 nations, Métis Nations Region 3 and 4, Inuit, and all others who live and care for these lands. Acknowledgements like this are just a part of a journey of reconciliation. First off, a few housekeeping items before we get going. In case of emergency, exits are located at the back of the room, the same doors that you came in through this morning. Bathrooms are located through the doors down the hallway, and an agenda has been placed on each table, along with Wi-Fi and password. We'll have a break in the morning and afternoon with refreshments, as well as a lunch break. This is the third time we've hosted this event, and we have a full agenda for you today. As you all know, there is a lot of funding available, and I'm sure you're all aware of the increasing pressure to reach net zero. It's safe to say there has never been a better time to hear from the organizations that help clean tech innovators get from the lab to the field into the market. We host these events every other year so that innovators can better understand the funding and supports available to them for advancing their clean technology solutions. And we want you to see how like-minded organizations make these ideas come to fruition. We collaborate to invest in the people and the ideas that the future economy needs. In a nutshell, this is our goal for today. I'd now like to turn things over to Justin Reimer, CEO of Emissions Reduction Alberta, followed by Alberta Innovates' Brett Purdy, Executive Director of Environmental Innovation, to help further set the stage today. Justin.
Thanks very much, Isabella, and good morning, everybody. It's so great to see so many friends and colleagues out this morning bright and early in Calgary here. We have a fantastic turnout, and I want to thank you all for coming today. We have, I understand, over 250 innovators, business leaders, and sustainability mavens, new term for me, in this room. This collection to drive innovation and accelerate technology is really what it's all about today. I want to ask each of you a question, and raise your hand if you've ever been confused about who does what in the clean tech innovation ecosystem. Then you're in the right place, because I work within it and I'm confused as well sometimes. So this is the perfect event for you today to help provide some clarity and get some understanding of how to navigate. I personally, in my job, spend probably about 25% of my time just helping businesses navigate the innovation ecosystem. There is a lot of players in this system. We're all here to help, but it's important to understand where each group plays and which expertise you need at any given point in time to help you along your journey. I've been in economic development and innovation for over 25 years, and I can say this is, as Isabella said, one of the best times to be focused on clean tech innovation. There is so much policy focus, so much funding focus in this area, and there is some amazing expertise in this province around clean tech. I was just at COP in Egypt and was able to see firsthand the expertise and leadership we have in many things like carbon capture and hydrogen, and it's just an exciting time for this province. And it's innovators like you in the room who are help making it happen. So we're very grateful as an innovation ecosystem to be here talking to you today, to give you some thoughts about where each player plays in terms of the funding scheme, what kind of technology supports are available. And we look forward to connecting with you on a more individual basis to understand your particular needs and challenges and how we might support that. Very pleased to be co-hosting this with our most trusted partner and closest ally, Alberta Innovates. And thank you, Brett and company, for working with us today on this. So we're really here to try and build awareness about the fundings and supports for your organization, to help you identify partnerships and collaboration that exist between funders, and then help stimulate a strong pipeline of clean technology solutions for funding. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for coming. I'm going to ask Brett Purdy from Alberta Innovates to join me up on the stage next.
All right, welcome everyone. So I'm going to do a few things different than I normally do. I've been guilty of doing short story long, and so this is a long story short. I've been given 2 minutes, and I'm up here today on behalf of Laura Kilcrease, our CEO. So Laura couldn't be here today, so I'm going to bring some words from Laura. So it means I have to look at a piece of paper to remind myself of a few things to say as well. So certainly, first of all, to open it up, welcome from Laura to all on behalf of being here today. And so just a few words from Alberta Innovates. So as most of us here already know, Alberta is a significant center for clean tech expertise. Much of it focused on some past traditional activities as we move through a transition into the future, but we certainly recognize the global leader of the efforts that are in clean tech and the efforts that are of people that are in the room here. And so it's no Albertans and this audience have a long history of being entrepreneurs and innovators by bringing together capital, know-how, and a record of success. Alberta Innovates and other funding agencies that are here today, our partner organizations, assist investors, inventors, entrepreneurs, and industry to make real impacts on reducing emissions and advancing clean technologies. So with our clients like ERA and other funding agencies that are here today, we certainly work on a suite of initiatives that are focused on clean tech, that support areas of energy transition, electricity through geothermal, evolving investments in small modular nuclear reactors, hydrogen, and biofuels, advances on innovation in CCUS and carbon utilization, and areas that are close to the work that I have a chance of touching on, things like water use, adapting to our natural environments, and investing in new reclamation technologies. Certainly clean technologies are necessary for sustainable development in Alberta, but they also represent economic development opportunities. And so it's certainly well understood today the growth of investments that are supporting pathways to achieve net zero in the future. And we're going to hear a lot about that today. So while there's no one solution, technology, or formula to get us there, we need a systems approach, multiple technologies, multiple funders, and multiple partnerships. And it's those partnerships and investments that are going to form the basis of what we're here going to be hearing from organizations today. So with that, we're pleased to be involved in this event, to contribute to it, and to hear from others what they're capable of bringing to the table. So with that, I'd like to say thanks for attending today's events, and I'm really interested in the messages that we hear from others today. So with that, I'm going to pass it back to Isabel, and we'll move on in our agenda.
Thanks, Justin and Brett. So, we've all been in scenarios where we ask innovators to make their pitch. But today, we're turning the tables on funders and asking them to do the same. This morning, we have 10 participating organizations who will tell you about funding available through their programs, processes, and supports. On the screen, you'll see an outline of where each funder sits on the technology readiness scale, from applied research and development all the way to market adoption. Through these presentations, you'll learn who we fund, how we fund, what we fund, and more. We want everyone today to walk away with a clear understanding of who to go for funding and when. Please note that this portion of the event is being recorded and will be shared after the event. So as you can see, we've broken up the morning into 2 sessions with a networking break in between. This will be followed by a short lunch, after which Heather Campbell from Alberta Innovates will lead a session on inclusive innovation and how it is linked to a competitive clean technology sector. Our programming later this afternoon will provide you with the opportunity to have more in-depth discussions with the funders. Each organization will be set up around the room and take you through a deeper dive into the funding process while answering any questions you may have. This is a chance for you to share any barriers you are facing in the funding process or any gaps that you see as well.